Now it is. Okay. Boker Tov. We're continuing the Nesivos Shalom. We're on page Pei Daled. Os Daled. We're continuing to discuss the overall methods of being able to change our midos. And last thing we mentioned is that internet connection's unstable. Last thing we mentioned is you have to work on every middah. It's like a pearl necklace. And if one falls out, the whole thing falls out. So therefore, we have to make sure that every middah is intact. So we're continuing Daled. Reishi Sa'avoda Binyana Midos. The beginning of our service in regarding midos development is very simply put a very difficult task. Needs a lot of effort. Koloshna Rambam. Let's see what the Rambam has to say. Kate said he refuosam. How do you heal sick midos? Mishu Bal Chema. Let's say guy's angry. He can't control his anger. Omrim lo, what do we tell this guy? Lahanikes atzmo, he should conduct himself. Shimhuka v'kol lo yargish klal. If somebody hits him and curses him out, he doesn't feel it at all. Even though he feels it, he has to act that way. He has to conduct himself. V'yelech b'derech susman meruba. You have to go this way a long time. Until he has uprooted the anger from his heart. That's if he's an angry person. If he was arrogant, he should conduct himself in a way that shames himself a lot. He should sit lower than everybody else. He should wear clothes that denigrate the wearer. Until, or similar things like this, until he uproots from himself his arrogance. The Rambam is saying you got to act to the other extreme until you uproot it, which is very hard, but that's the point. That is behavior modification. And you behave the opposite of your bad middah, even though the middah is rooted inside you, not in behavior, but it manifests in behavior. Oh, yeah, guess who's here? Whoa! 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 Look at this. Everybody, here he is. There he is. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay, Sammy, right there. Or you could sit wherever you want. You could sit in the corner. If you want to be far away, you could sit here. Perfect.
Hey, Sammy. He's live and I'm on Zoom. This is backwards.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't know if it takes Sammy's temperature today. Unless he wants us to.
It may be high because I just arrived. I'm all excited, Rabbi. Baruch Hashem.
Okay, amazing.
Welcome, Sammy.
Miracle.
Oh,
Yes.
a Hanukkah miracle. Okay, amazing. Okay, so let's continue. So it takes a lot of effort. Behavior modification. You have to be able to behave in a way that's not to your midos. And that will change your midos, and that takes a lot of effort. Seder hanituach hazeh, this order of surgery, he's calling it a surgery. It really is. Lahavdil, we should never have cancer. But if you don't get the cancer out, it consumes your whole body. A bad middah is a cancer. It infiltrates the entire body and literally kills you spiritually. So therefore, it needs surgery. It's no different than in the physical world. Okay? So this surgery, it's not only in thought and intellect. You can't have a big doctor say, I'm going to think to do a surgery. And this is how I'll do the surgery. But he has to do the surgery. אלא להשקיע יגיע עצומה בעבודה ממושכת לשנה סטיבה בעבודת יום-יומית. But you have to invest a lot of effort and work that's sustainable to change a middah in day-to-day activities. Like Rabbi Elimelech of Luzhin says, Kanisker, we mentioned, you have to do 40 straight days. Lasos hahefech mitivo, to do the opposite of your nature. A milchama ikvis. Ikvis over here means a consistent battle. Umiyages, and it wears you out. La'akor middah or middah, to uproot one middah after another. Okay, so you got to make a 40-day plan. 40 days, the big day, because 40 days, the conception of a fetus in a womb. 40 days, you can conceive something. 40 days, you got to work hard. It doesn't mean after 40 days, you give up. Okay, 40 days, I didn't get angry. Now I can yell at my wife. No, it's not. 40 days should have done something to uproot it. That's not that long. You could technically do, 9 midas a year. We'll take care of it. But every day you got to act. You got to mamish do it. And together with that, you got to constantly, deeply reflect on how disgusting is this bad middah, and how good is the opposite good middah. And you consistently have to learn ethical works to arouse you to this point. And here's the underline. Midos need constant work, care, consistent care, and consistent taking to heart. Got to think about it all the time. Why? If you just lose your thought for a little while, they come back and they wake up. You got to know that if you have a certain nature that's bad, you're like an alcoholic. An alcoholic never says, I'm good. What's the word they use? I forgot, there's a special word they say. I'm recovering. I'm recovering. But I am an alcoholic. They will always say they are an alcoholic, but I'm in recovery. It's like the person who has cancer, but it's in remission.
Yeah.
The cancer's there, but it's in remission. The alcoholic will always be an alcoholic. The only thing is, it can be in remission. I haven't drunk in 17 years, but I'm an alcoholic. Person has to say, I am a mean-spirited, angry, arrogant person, and I will always be that. But I can be in recovery. I can be in recovery. There are alcoholics who haven't drunk for 50 years. And you would never know they're an alcoholic, but they know they are. That's their weakness, and they can't take one drink. The person has a bad middah, that's what he's got. Yeah.
Isn't that like actually in a way defeating your own personality when you say that I am a bad person, even though
not a bad person, bad middos.
Bad middos, okay, bad middos. That means I'm trying my damnedest, but I'm still. That doesn't mean like you're defeating yourself.
No, it's showing you that it's a constant battle that I'm always winning. You have to know that's the middah God created you with. Yeah. He created you that way, or it was a childhood that circumstances created, but that's still Hashem. Hashem can create it inborn, or you could have been a victim of circumstances that Hashem made you the victim. You have to know this is who I am. And if I lay off of this, I don't keep a constant vigilance. This is exactly people who are the alcoholics, these people who are addicted. So you are addicted to your bad middah. That's all there is to it. So no, you always know. So when they offer you're at a party, they offer you a drink. Sorry, I don't drink. Okay, the guy may have not drunk for 40 years. So what do you mean you don't drink? I don't drink. I don't like it. Right? Because he knows once he starts to drink, that night he could fall apart. So you got to say, the HR says, here, would you like a cup of anger? Would you like a cup of anger? Now, how does he do that? He creates a situation that will get you angry. Here's a cup of anger. No, I can't drink a cup of anger because once I drink it once, I'm going to always be angry. How about a cup of laziness? No, can't take a cup of that either. So you have to take, as they say, power drinks. A cup of alacrity. Okay, vitamin A, alacrity. Okay, vitamin B, benevolence. You got that, those are what you drink. So this is not going to be, this is not going to be, okay, 40 days, I don't have to worry about it anymore. You have to know. You have to worry about it the rest of your life. I know that I have a temper. That's what so I know I am a recovering anger person.
Speaking for yourself?
Yes, myself. I have an anger that could kill people. That could literally kill. I haven't killed anybody. I never even hit anybody in anger, but I know what I have. And I could literally kill somebody.
So you managed to control us right from the get-go.
Well, not get-go, but whatever. But
you say you had it all along, so.
Yeah. No, so when I was younger, I was not such a nice person to certain people. Okay. So I would get angry. Okay, and you got to work on it. So I'm a recovering angry person. And I know when people do certain things, I say, oh, better watch it. Somebody's serving me a cup of anger now. Now, but as long as you're just aware of it, but you don't get upset. There's different levels. There's acting on the anger, feeling angry. You go, oh, someone's giving me a cup of anger. 30 years ago, I would have given him an insult back. But now I don't. I'm okay. So that's how it has to be. You just have no choice. And if you relapse, then you're just like the drunk who took a drink, 1 drink, 2 drinks, 3 drinks, and got wasted. And then he wakes up the next day and says, oh my goodness. Now we got to come all the way back. So that's what Midos is no different. It's no different. You have to understand that you are, we have to have a new initials. AA, we have to come up with new initials. MA, Midos Anonymous. I don't know. We got to think of if you're angry, and it's AA, Angry People Anonymous. Okay, that's what it is. And you need support groups. And this
a constant fight all your life.
Yes.
Till you day you die.
Yes.
You never say, I did it. That's it. You cannot.
No, when you die, you can.
Oh, okay, but that's
you go to Shemayim.
That's out of
okay, so what do they do with Alcoholics Anonymous? They have meetings. And and if you, let's say a year you didn't drink, they give you a little medal. They say, oh, a year you didn't drink. And Shemayim going to give up medals. You're going to say, okay, Yossi, here, you get a little medal. 50 years, you didn't get angry. When Hashem gives you a medal, boy, oh boy, that's going to be your Gan Eden. People are going to think that certain tzaddikim, the Chavetz Chaim, they say stories. Chavetz Chaim one time was, somebody, I forgot the incident that caused it, but did something like really, really upsetting to the Chavetz Chaim. Chavetz Chaim doesn't react, but he's mumbling. So somebody listens. And he's talking to himself. He's saying, Yisrael Meir, don't get angry. Yisrael Meir, don't get angry. Yisrael Meir, don't get angry. So, even the Chavetz Chaim, but you wouldn't tell because he knows what he has to do. So that's what we got to do. You got to tell yourself, just don't get angry. And realize it's taking the next drink. And people don't realize, they think I'm not an alcoholic. You don't drink, fine. Baruch Hashem. Can you imagine if you're angry and an alcoholic? That's when you kill people. Yeah. Question?
We learn something scarier.
We learn. Speak louder through the mask, please.
Something scarier. If you don't fix
I can't hear you.
If you don't fix it in your life, you're staying with that trait for eternity.
Yes, if you don't fix it in your life, you stay with that trait for eternity, and you're angry in Shemayim. When you see, let's say a husband and wife, Husband's always angry at the wife. So the husband sees the wife gets a good portion in Olam Haba. And the husband doesn't get such a good portion. He gets angry at the wife. How come you get a better portion? You were always the lousy one.
It's over in Shemayim.
That's not over in Shemayim. Whoever told you that is, I never told you that. It's not over. If you didn't fix it in this world, that's still going to be with you. Okay, so that's what we got. So that's why it's worth the effort now. And it's never too late. Never too late till you die. Maybe you only get a medal for 1 year. You were clean from angry. Okay, it's better than not. So that's what we got to realize. It's a hard job. And we live in a world today that most people don't like to work hard. That's the problem. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you're not prepared to make the effort, it ain't going to work. There's no magic theory. Let's say I learned so many books on anger management. I don't know why it's not working, because you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything.
Read books, that's all.
You have to do a lot. You have to act with humility, and especially to the people that push your buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Could be it's like just like Havla's bipolar people. So people could be a bipolar angry person. When he's in shul, he's a gentleman. But when he's at home, he's a monster. Remember when I was a kid in school, I didn't say a word. I was very timid, but at home I was a monster. Was a monster at home. I'm ashamed of it. But yeah, so that's why I was a kid. Okay, so never my parents had to suffer it. Okay, and then as you grow up, you don't realize this. When you're a kid, you don't realize this stuff. Then you get older, then you get married, you have a spouse. Then you realize it. And then you got to work on it. And that's okay. It's okay. You have, just like the drunk has to admit he's an alcoholic. The first step is you have to admit you have this bad middah. And now you got to work on it. And you got to behave in ways that run against it. That's the way it always has to be. Okay, so let's continue. That's the first big point. Be ready for difficult work. It's in theory, it's not hard. The Rambam only writes a few lines. The prescription is easy to write. Act the opposite, and it will work. Yeah, but to do it is another story. You don't got to be a genius. You don't have to read so many deep books and mystical books. It's simple. Confront the fact that you are an addict. Now you got to go dry. Got to go clean. Just never show it again. And do the opposite. And then you will have a tzlacha. Not to say it's not going to be hard, but you got it. Okay. Al derech yesh, al derech maimer tzadikim. There's another way, as the tzadikim tell us in Tehillim. Sur meira, stay away from evil. Vasei tov, and do good. The simple pshat is, first remove the evil, then do the good. But the most famous Hasidic pshat in the world, maybe, the opposite. Shaderech l'sumera. How do we read the pasuk? How do you go away from evil? It's al yedei asei tov, by doing good. The best offense is the best defense.
So you go first away from evil, and then
the simple meaning is that. The Hasidic meaning is sur meira. You want to leave evil? You know how? Vasei tov, and do good.
That's the opposite understanding.
Of course. That's the Hasidic pshat. You've got the Litvish pshat and the Hasidic pshat.
I know it's a literal.
No, that's the way. That's the way Baal Shem Tov learns it. And that's not the not literal pshat. Sur meira. How? Vasei tov, by doing good. And it's a Chazal says, Imasisa chavila shel averos. If you've done a bundle of averos, how do you stop it? Asay kenegdem chavila shel mitzvah. Do a lot of mitzvahs. As opposed to the bad middah you have, Yarbalasos Masim Tovim, do a lot of good deeds. Hefech middah, so the opposite of the middah. So it's really is exactly, here's a good example. Okay, go. Misha megale ba'atzma anochios mufrazos. A person knows he is self-centered, anochios. It's all about me. He knows he's an egotistical person. So that's the ra. So you want to surmei ra, yeah? You want to, the truth is, Seder, it is going in the right order. It is going in the right order. Surmei ra. How am I going to surmei ra? By asay tov. Why? Because I know I'm self-centered. So you know how I'm going to go away from it? Not in my mind. But yaso karbe bi'asiyas chesed. You have to do a lot of kindness to other people. That's the opposite of selfishness, being selfless. So surmei ra. Okay, how do I do it? I'll tell you how you. So the first thing is surmei ra. But you know how you get rid of it? By vasei tov. Do the opposite of what that bad middah is, because that's how you surmei ra. In other words, a lot of them say, okay, I won't be self-centered. I won't be self-centered. But what are you doing? Well, I got to be good to others, to not be self-centered. Right? And then that way he will change his character. Shemasa motzi midi machshava, because an action uproots thoughts. And the famous line of the chinuch, the soul of a person is influenced by his own actions. And with an abundance of time, when he does this, his bad midos will turn into good midos. So for every bad middah, there's an equal and opposite middah. Okay? So, so if you have whatever bad middah you have, you're lazy. So what do? You just always do the alacritus. A lot of times, there's certain activities we don't like doing. Of the job, I like my job, what I do, but certain parts are not exactly the most geschmack. Making the bulletin, it's okay, but I wouldn't say it's like teaching Torah. So I'll have a tendency to want to push it off the last minute. I go, I don't want to do it now. I'm definitely going to do it now. Your wife gives you a little chore to do. That's for sure that's something you don't want to do. So I say, I'm bedafka going to do it now. That's the asay tov. Bedafka. Whatever you don't want to do, and it's because you have a bad middah, bedafka do it. That's the asay tov. That's how you do it. You have an anger problem? Be angry at yourself.
No.
That's one way. Or somebody does something.
You really have
My
to go to
wife once had a situation. I'm not going to go into details. She once long ago had a situation. And she was, somebody was trying to help her. She didn't really want the person's help. But the person insisted on helping. There's a reason why my wife didn't want their help, because they're not such good helpers. And the person insisted on helping and broke the thing to help me. And it took her so long to get that thing. So you know what she does? Only my wife could do this. And she could feel, she's like, she said, I don't need help. I don't need help. Oh, let me do it. Let me do it. They broke it. So what did she do? She burst out in laughter.
Well, your wife always laughs. She's a good laugh.
And she what a joke. It took me so long to get this thing. And Hashem is telling you, you don't run the world. That's how I say tov.
Would you done that?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I laugh. I have to laugh more. Okay. Well, let's finish. We got 4 minutes because you have to put on tefillin. Well, PM Avor, based on what we said, Yeshavar Od Hezber Batam Mashal Nember B'Torah Yom Yisros. We now have a new answer why the Torah didn't mention bad meat. Thou shalt not get angry. The famous answer was it's all the stories of Sefer Bereshis. The stories teach us the lesson, but that was a better shot. Why don't we talk about bad midos? We are. How do you repair bad midos? It's included in the good midos. That's part of the decree, going in Hashem's ways. That's one of the 630 mitzvahs. Go in the ways of Hashem. It's one of the 630 mitzvahs. What is going in Hashem's ways? Mitzvahs asay. It's a positive mitzvah to cling to God's midos. And we know what God's midos are. When you do the good deeds, a little bit of light pushes away a lot of darkness. And that's the point. Why didn't it talk about anger? You know why? Because it talks about chesed. It tells you so many things. Don't take revenge. Don't bear a grudge. What's all that? Those are mitzvahs. If you do those mitzvahs, be kind, love your fellow Jew, help him when he's in trouble, help your enemy with the load, help your enemy. That's saying don't get angry. How wonderful are the words of the chinuch, Bisharis mitzvahs havali, the mitzvah of lending to a poor person. He gives the reason. Sharatza Elokim, Hashem wanted Sharatza, Leos, Bruav, Mulumadim, Umurgalim, Bemidas Achazarachim. He wants us to ingrain ourselves the attribute of kindness and mercy. That's why we lend for free. And if it wouldn't be for that reason, Hashem could give the poor person what he needs. What does he need you for? What do you need for? Hashem decides. So what does he need you for? It's Hashem's kindness. We become his agents to do our merit. So why does God give us a mitzvah to lend for free? It's so that you learn to be a kind person and not a cruel person. That's what the mitzvahs do. From every positive mitzvah, you could understand there's negative traits that we're working against. These ways, they fix up each one its parallel opposite. You cannot come to perfection midos unless you work on both of them together. So you don't have to look, as opposed to the alcoholic who has to always refuse the drink. But what's on the positive side for the alcoholic? I guess he could learn to drink soft drinks.
No.
I mean, that's because he has to be something to do the opposite. But here, you're an angry person, lend money for free. Don't go after it. Don't take revenge. Do kindness. If you'll do all the positive things, you'll be so busy doing the positives, it will change your behavior. Hashem should help us that we should mamish work, especially on Hanukkah, where miracles happen. And the biggest miracle is to change a middah. Changing one middah is harder than going through the whole Shas. If all of us would go through the whole Shas, that would be a miracle. So to change a middah is a miracle. This is what you ask for on Hanukkah, to change the midos, and the miracles can happen. Okay, shkayach everybody. At 8 o'clock, you can sit wherever you want.
Which one is that? Nobody sits.
If you want, your Sammy, if you want, your old seat is available.
Okay.
Right center middle.
That's what I want. Thank
Nobody's
you.
there.
Thank you.